The concluding chapter in the epic new Strangers trilogy has dropped in theaters. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies and TV way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Let me know, what did you think about Strangers Chapter 3, and what did you think about this trilogy as a whole, and give me the point of reference. Are you someone that was a big fan of the first two Strangers films? You new to the franchise? All of that fun stuff. As for me, I've got no skin in the game. I did not see the original Strangers until just a couple years back when I was preparing to watch the new movie coming out. So I have no long-term history with this franchise. I watched the second one for the first time just a few days ago. So I'm kind of coming in as someone just new to the franchise. Generally speaking, I like home invasion films, just a formula that works for me. What did I think about the closing chapter of this trilogy of films that thus far has not proven why it needed to exist to me? Does Chapter 3 finally give a reason for us to do this reimagining trilogy? Let's get started with the review. So I went into this film not with particularly high expectations, but at least hopeful that this would be the best of this trilogy, as the first movie stuck too close to just being a remake of the original film. The second one was like a chase movie, but it felt entirely like a bridge movie, that we're just transitioning between the starting point and what you really want to do with the third one. So I went into the third one like, okay, this is the whole point of all of this. The whole reason we did this trilogy is to deliver what is in here. We got something fresh and new for us. This whole Stockholm Syndrome kind of plot line. So how was it? Well, it was just as bad as the last two entries, because the problem here is that there's simply not enough plot, and the execution doesn't do anything to elevate the material that is here in front of us. And fundamentally, it just feels like the whole purpose of this trilogy is to undo what made the original one so interesting in the first place. The whole point of it was there is no rationale, there's no explanation. It's just this unsettling concept that there's these strangers that show up simply because you're here, and they kill you. That's what makes it terrifying. The lack of answers, the lack of motivation. There are no answers. There's no twist. There's no reveal. It's just bleak, stark psychos are out there, and you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So then making a trilogy whose entire purpose really is to go like, okay, but who are the strangers? What if they weren't strangers? What if we got to know them and learned about their childhood and, how they bonded with each other, what they mean to each other, how they tie into the community as a whole, who knows what in the city and the town. Well, all of that, every single answer to every single one of those questions, all that does is diminish the entire point of what made the original one horrifying. Every single answer there just diminishes the intrigue, the point that there is no motivation. You're just here and they're psychos. And learning about their childhood, their love life, how long they've been together, all of that just diminishes the effectiveness. The basic formula of Strangers, it's just a home invasion movie. It's all about the atmosphere, but the thing that it had going for it was that central concept. The bleakness of no answers whatsoever. So in trilogy, entirely about giving answers, misses the entire point. I like to eat healthy, high-protein meals, but I'm busy. I've got a YouTube channel, 3 kids, a wife, and it takes a lot of time to prep, cook, and clean up after a healthy meal. Factor removes that entire problem. It doesn't ask you to meal prep or follow recipes. 2 minutes, real food, done. Factor is already made by chefs, designed by dietitians, and delivered to your door. Always fresh, never frozen. It's whole food ingredients, lean proteins, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats. The stuff you would cook with if you had the time. Just got back from the gym. We've got queso fundido and ground beef and cauliflower rice, all with over 40 grams of protein. They have 100 rotating meals every week, high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean, GLP-1 support, ready to eat salads, and a new Muscle Pro collection for strength and recovery. I love the fact that they added that last one. You pick what fits your goals. Healthier eating, calorie management, more protein, whatever you're actually trying to do. This isn't motivation to eat better. It's eliminating the reason you don't. I've been eating Factor meals for several years now, and you should too. Head to factormeals.com/SeanChandler50 off and use code SeanChandler50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. And then even kind of beyond that, with a sequel, you want to do something fresh and new, but you want to still deliver the experience. Whatever the value proposition of your movie is, you want to deliver that value again, but in a new way. So Home Invasion is the first movie. And so then let's turn that into a chase movie in the second film. The third movie switches entirely, and now we're doing Stockholm Syndrome love story. We're doing will they, won't they? Is she out to kill him, or is she in love with him? Is she joining in? And all of a sudden, it's no longer about someone on the run, trying to survive, trying to escape. It's like she's literally passively sitting in a car as all this stuff happens throughout the movie. As we're doing, like I said, just this bizarre connection between them forming, this bond forming between our hero, our victim, and our assaulter, our stranger. As we're doing that, it's an entirely different type of experience. It's no longer a chase. It's no longer escape. It's no longer survive. It's telling the story of killing people from the perspective of a killer. It's a different thing. And so even if you liked the first two parts, this one doesn't deliver more of that experience, the thrills, the edge of your seat. And instead, it's so much exposition, it's so much backstory. Like, even as you're trying to get narrative momentum, as soon as you start getting invested into any one element, it cuts to something else, because it's like a very simple main plot line, but it's just all these subplots where there's family members showing up, there's the town investigation, there's what's going on with the police, while following the main one, while doing flashbacks, like all these different characters. So every time you get any story momentum, it cuts, it flashes back, it jumps to somewhere else. So it just feels choppy as you're going throughout the story. Like, it's this very, very bizarre set of movies that both feels like padded out, that we only had, 1.5 movies worth of plot, but we turned it into 3 movies. So it's stretched out, but also feels super rushed at the same time, in particular with what they're trying to do with her in this third movie and how far they're trying to take her. It's like everything is miscalculated. Everything is done wrong, and it doesn't have anything specifically of value to offer. Even on this character study, we're doing Beauty and the Beast, whatever we're kind of trying to do with the relationship between these two characters, everyone is written so poorly, you don't buy into any of it. Like, everything, like, what did you think she was going to do? What did you think he was going to do? Like, why are you just sitting there? Like, everything that happened, the whole mind, you're just screaming in your head, don't trust that person. Don't do that. Go ahead and run away. Do this. And every time you're thinking that, they do whatever the dumbest possible thing is, just so the plot can move forward. So, I really wasn't hopeful. I just thought it would have at least more to offer. At least something fresh and new and different. And it did. It shifted to this bizarro bonding, romance, whatever you want to call it, trauma bonding, whatever it is. But it wasn't good. It wasn't a good version of that. You didn't buy into it. You weren't convinced that any of these characters would make these choices. So we're doing that and not delivering enough action, enough kills, enough thrills, edge of your seat. It's just so fundamentally ill-conceived and broken from the ground up. We're going to break what works, and then we're going to break it a second time while trying to fix it. Like, it's just such a strange Not everything needs to be reimagined. Not everything needs to be recalibrated. Not everything needs to be deconstructed. And you took what was unique about your franchise, that they were strangers, they were unknown, they had no motivation, and you gave them a motivation. You made them no longer strangers. And the mystery of who are they is so much more terrifying than the answers that these movies give. Just everything is wrong here. Every single thing. And I don't understand how you get something so simple so horribly, horribly wrong. This is such a fascinating trilogy to me because they started off with such a fundamentally flawed set of ideas. Remake the first movie and then do a series of movies answering questions that nobody wanted answered. And they went all in from the get-go and just full-blown made a trilogy without stopping to see the reaction to the first movie or what people thought of this idea. And so you just went further and further down a really bad path, digging a deeper and deeper hole from themselves that it simply never could get out of it, because the whole thing was an utter miscalculation from beginning to end. And unfortunately, the execution was just as bad as the ideation. Overall, it's a C- on the entertainment scale of 4.5 out of 10, and you can skip this one. This is a movie that should not exist. This is a trilogy that should not exist because it's just a series of bad ideas executed poorly. Let me know what you thought down below, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.